Good evening, my nerds and nerdettes. Going to take a page out of OZ's book over here, and we're going to do a little unboxing ourselves. I've currently got my hands on the Age of Apocalypse Marvel Legends series, the Sugar Man series specifically. Still working on the Colossus series. And let's open some figures, shall we? Let's jump right in here. So what we've got here is the Age of Apocalypse series. We are going to be doing the entire line. The Build-A-Figure Sugar Man. We're going to go ahead and start off with Jean Grey, followed up with X-Man, Sunfire, Wild Child, Weapon X, Morph, and finally the one I'm really looking forward to is going to be Dark Beast. This is the packaging. Pretty neat. You can definitely see the pieces that this one comes with right there. In fact, it almost looks like the whole thing is just for Sugar Man, when in fact we're actually looking for Jean Grey over here. So let's dig into this. Give me 1 second. So you good way of opening this here. So just a little story about what's going on here with the Age of Apocalypse series. It's going to start off with Legion. He is David Heller, a psychotic mutant who travels back in time to actually kill Magneto before he can commit the various crimes against humanity. Well, he kind of fumbled that one up pretty bad, because in turn what he ended up doing was killing, Charles Xavier. By the way, look at that. That's the back panel. How sweet is that? That's cool. I love that. So anyways, he ends up killing Xavier, who, some of you might not know this, but Xavier is Legion's father. And in doing so, he actually puts Apocalypse to attack 10 years sooner than he actually did in the original timeline, allowing him to take control of Earth and altering everything that happened from that point forward. Apocalypse is opposed by several different factions that need resistance, including a group led by Magneto, the one Legion was supposed to kill. And then you find out, instead of this being a time loop deal, it ends up being Earth 295. So they ended up correcting it and saying it was a completely different Earth dimension. But anyways, that was the whole premise of the Age of Apocalypse story. A lot of those same events actually still kind of happen. Oh no. So here we got the torso of Sugar Man. Got a cute little booty. We got the face, which actually got some pretty good heft to it right there. That's such a pretty cool piece. We're gonna get into Sugar Man 2 by the end, by the way. Each one of these videos, I'm going to go ahead and build piece by piece Sugar Man as we go along. Look at this. Why'd they do it like that? They got part of her leg sticking inside and part of her leg sticking outside. Let's get that out. So as I was saying, some of the events actually do kind of go very similar to the way the plans actually happened in the regular, I think it's Earth 616. And those are the plans of the Four Horsemen happening, the events of Mr. Sinister actually tricking the X-Men with Madeline Pryor, who was an actual clone. But in this one, Nate became X-Man, and Nate was a biological child of Jean Grey, and I think he was made from Mr. Sinister through DNA tampering. Try and get this leg straight here. But we'll get into X-Man a little bit later. So, it might just be this one particular, but this leg right here is a little bit wonky. The joints of the feet work pretty good here. They maneuver sideways as well. So, all in all, pretty cool model right here. Let's see if we can get her to stand up. She's got really shallow peg holes. Okay, so these ones actually gonna fit. Look pretty good. I like these little ones because, you know, in a pinch, they really they really make it a little bit easier if you want to go ahead and pose them. This is the Earth 295 Age of Apocalypse Jean Grey. She's very different from a lot of different Jean Greys that we have actually seen in the past. But I think she's pretty cool. I've never really been a Jean Grey fan, but it is what it is. She's neat. There's not much going on here. There's no extra parts, no interchangeable hands, just the big piece of Sugar Man. That's really it. Yep. So, this was going to be a pretty short episode. We're going to try and knock all these out, make them pretty short. This way, don't want to waste anybody's time. This thing is pretty cut and dry here. One little peg just doesn't want to go in there. There we go. Got him to snap in. Looks like a butt coming out of there. See that? We will get the rest of Sugar Man as we continue the series. So yeah, I hope y'all like this. I hope y'all like Jean Grey. Not much really going on here with this piece. That's really it. I kind of wish it had different hands. Just because I don't know, she's gonna look shocked all the time, or she's constantly trying to cast something on you. I'm not a fan of just only having one hand like that. She can never hold anything, she can't do anything. Just plain and dry. I would have to say, you know, this piece here is probably, I'd give it like a 5 out of 10. Not a big fan of it. There's just not much going on. It's pretty basic. So, let me know what y'all think.